What's going on, cryptocurrent crew? This is Steven coming to you live from the Miami Crypto Experience. I'm here with Kenn Bosak. Kenn, thanks for coming in with us today.
Hey, how goes it? Thanks for having me.
So, for those that can't really tell, we are in a Porsche right now, but we happen to actually be sitting in the first car-turned NFT that I know of, at least. We're in a Porsche 911 Carrera, and it recently has sold at the NFT Gala here for just over $2 million. Kenn, what do you think about the way that we're currently turning cars and shit into NFTs?
I'm kind of, I don't know how to say, not surprised, but at the same time surprised. You know what I mean? Like, I've been in this space since 2015. So to see it take that long to 2020 is like about time, but also it came out of nowhere. So it's like, whoa, already? So to see like the way mainstream has taken the technology that we've memed with breeding cats to selling Porsche 911s for 2 million plus, it's pretty sublime. You know, it's like, this is where it's supposed to be. This is where the space is at.
It feels really good, man. I mean, the more that I'm thinking about it, the more I'm saying, the application of NFTs to this current market and the world around us, it's absolutely incredible. But speaking of the incredible, what do you think of this entire experience that we've had out here at Miami Crypto Experience? Give me your take on, the vibe, everybody that you've met here. What's the overall feel to you?
To me, I feel like people get it. For the few years I've been in it, it's always felt like people just were fighting to grasp the concept, trying to understand, why is this for me? Why is this for me? Because they have a bank, they have a credit card, Bitcoin's, why on bank? Why me? But with NFTs, it's like they get it immediately. It's not, why not me? Why not me? Why shouldn't I make my own NFT? Why shouldn't I buy an NFT? So to see that, paradigm shift of, I don't understand what's going on, to, I can't believe I haven't been involved in this whole time. The mainstream comfortability stepping into the roles now of NFT adoption, I think, it's only going to get more and more mainstream. This is just that beta test, 56K dial-up, internet, AOL, intranet. I think that's where we're at, but where we're going, it's unpredictable.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've had our eyes open to a lot here across the last couple of days. And I mean, frankly, you opened my eyes a lot to what the possibilities behind NFTs have been, because the sessions that you led were deeply insightful on the perspective of how an NFT comes into life. I mean, for those that don't know at home, Kenn's entire community has really come together and rallied behind the NFTs that he's put out, and there's a lot of love for it. And again, the community itself is love-based, and I've got a big appreciation for that as well. But if you could give our listeners a little bit more insight into what an NFT really is in your perspective, but also how you go about creating.
Let me put my seatbelt on for safety.
Okay.
And we're about to get into it.
I was about to say, is this a bumpy road?
It is. It's a bumpy road, but it's going to be a smooth ride. So an NFT is sort of a non-fungible, token. So a Bitcoin, one Bitcoin's worth one Bitcoin. But if you were to take, similar to $1 is worth $1, right? But if you were to take that $1, draw a picture on the back of it as Banksy, and then list it for sale, what would that $1 be worth? How many $1 without a piece of Banksy art on it could you get for that piece of that $1 bill with Banksy art on it? So that $1 bill is not worth another $1 bill. It's no longer fungible. Something has been done to that dollar bill. So with NFTs, we're able to take these tokens that are equal to each other up until the point we put our own little art on it. And that's where I think it's going to get really interesting to see people take a piece of money or currency and create their own IOUs on top of it. This is a piece of Ethereum that I made a crypto kitty out of. This is what I want for it. It's like, oh, I took $1, I drew a cat on it, and I want 20 of your dollars without a cat on it for the $1 that has my cat on it. And I think we're seeing that gamification be played out, especially with the youth. There was tons of high school kids here, and they get it. Kids know if they Google Fortnite skin, right-click, download, that doesn't give them the ability to use that skin in the game. They know they have to buy it. They have to own the digital item, not just possess it in a downloadable file. So buying an NFT rather than right-click downloading the image behind the NFT This is already something that the youth get, and they're learning how to play with themselves.
I was going to say I don't want to take the end of your statement to be the big takeaway, but the more that we get people to be involved in this space, the bigger and deeper the impact is going to be.
Absolutely.
And I think that when you look at exactly what you just said, it comes down to the comparison of what we're sitting in right now, right? We're sitting in a 911 Carrera, and in every single state in the US, you have to have a title, right? NFTs, effectively, in my opinion, are the title to the artwork.
Yep.
They are the title to the actual, thing that you're tying it to, because it doesn't necessarily need to be artwork. It can be a collectible item. It can be a car. It can be a bat, because I think next week Eternity is even doing one that's tied to a bat project with Fernando Tatis Jr.
That's awesome.
I mean, like, it's so inspiring where we're taking it.
Yep.
So inside of like the inspirational element here, because I think to me, another really cool part about you that I want to make sure every single person in our community gets an understanding to, if they don't have exposure to yours, is the story behind your community. So I was curious if you'd be willing to share a little bit of a quick background with our audience and tell a little bit of the story of where you came from and how it brought you to where you are now.
Yeah, no problem. In 2015, I, was investing in cannabis stocks because they kind of hit TD Ameritrade, and I just thought it was really interesting. I didn't know what I was doing. I just saw like, wait, I could buy weed stocks. This is silly. I was like, all right, I'll buy it. I never bought a stock before that in my life, but there was cannabis stocks on the market. Legit project, like companies with agriculture and, patents and all kinds of farming and distributions, and they had government approval for like dispensaries. And so I invested in some cannabis stocks in 2015, and they did fairly well pretty quickly out of nowhere. And then Snapchat had their IPO, and I did not know what an accredited investor was, but I sold some stocks. I got some money together, and I wanted to invest in the IPO. And I was told, you're not an accredited investor. You're not allowed to partake in this. I wasn't even mad. I thought that was fine. It goes public. It was $4 in the IPO. It went public for over $24 or 20 something dollars. And then I bought because I could. It immediately crashed to $8. I realized that the people that bought before me were still doubling up their money because they could afford to short the market on everybody that knew they could only buy at the top in the public. I sold everything. I closed my bank account. I canceled all my cards, and I was this close to going into gold and silver. I was going to use a gold debit card to buy coffee at Starbucks with gold because it's possible. And one of my friends said, hey, I know you had a problem with the IPO. I know you have, you're not a accredited investor. You don't have a broker and all this stuff, and you're trying to get into money. Have you heard of Ethereum? They're doing this IPO and there's no KYC. And I was just like immediately turned on just to the permissionlessness of it. I didn't really do too much research. I watched Vitalik talk about the Internet of Things, and then Andreas talk about the Internet of Money. And those two conversations, Internet of Things, Internet of Money. Wait, the Internet of Money is the Internet of Things. They're the same thing. At that point, in 2016, I decided to go all in and live completely off of crypto, receiving my paychecks directly in crypto, not fiat. I use Bitwage. So with Bitwage, routing number, account number, you can work at McDonald's and get paid in Bitcoin. So every week, got my paycheck in Bitcoin in 2016, never stopped. Decided, maybe make content in the sense of two things. People kept asking the same questions over and over and over again. What is this? How do I do that? And there was like 3 YouTubers in 2015 and 2016 talking about Bitcoin. So I was like, fine, I'll make some videos. And then number 2, I really want to talk to the thought leaders in this space. How do I socially engineer that situation to where they want to talk to me as much as I want to talk to them? All right, maybe I should start a podcast. See how that works. See if they want to come on my podcast. And I started it. Within 30 days, I interviewed Andreas Antonopoulos, Ryan X. Charles, Charlie Lee, all these amazing thought leaders, just because I started a podcast 30 days ago before I started asking them if they wanted to talk to me. And then after that, I got really immersed in the space, making friends through those conversations. I started going to conferences. and traveling the world. I've been to over 300 blockchain or crypto events, period, in the past 4 years. And it got to the point I was going to 2 a week. I've been to almost every country I can name. And it's just been an amazing journey meeting so many people through that podcast, through the traveling, that it doesn't feel so much as like a internet only relationship that I have with my community. I've built it in person, traveling, and a lot of them traveled too. They went to the events as speakers, or they were just roadies like me as enthusiasts, just going to all these, blockchain events like Kiss shows or something back in the day. We were just roadies and groupies for the blockchain experience, and building that relationship with people over the years, being able to help them, with doing their own research, giving like, hey, I know this about that or that about this. Do you know about that? And it was really like bartering knowledge back and forth, right? Throughout like your experiences with these people. And then, there was the bear market. A lot of people took a hit, and my community really came together, and it was almost like everybody put a little bit in the hat when it came around time to pass it for each person in the community that, clearly could have used that help. We all came together time after time after time after time. And it just turned into this like really supportive circle of people that, would support people. And it was weird because we all started to notice that if we helped somebody that was in a real position of needing help, and we helped them so much that they didn't need help anymore, they got to a place so much faster that they could help other people. So we would just like 99% attack people that needed help. Like, oh, you need help? 99% attack, overdue. We overdid it. And we would help them so much that they had excess help to give back out. And we just kept doing it and doing it and doing it to the point like there wasn't much of us left in the community that needed that attention, that help. So we started outsourcing and finding people. And with NFTs, we found that artists need that 99% attack now. So my community has been 99% attacking with love artists and just trying to get like as much attention, as much awareness around the concept of social currency created by artists. Government currency is just a piece of paper with government approved art. Well, what about social approved art? And that's the currency we're using.
And see, I love that, man. I mean, one of the things that you told me about is like the fact that your community had adopted so heavily into just a phrase that you brought up, right? In one of your very first videos, and it just kind of became the staple of that community and almost in some ways like a rallying cry.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of these communities need that. I mean, we sign off every single time we do one of these videos or whenever we do one of our podcast episodes or our clubhouse rooms with and stay cryptocurrent. And I think that truth be told, back when you started doing these videos and introducing your rallying cry, it may have inspired a lot more of these groups that followed that are trying to take on a similar educational basis.
Yep, that's the goal.
To not necessarily mirror or, go down that mimicking road, but professionalize around a slogan. And I think that's almost another thing that's giving more credibility to the space, because if it's just a bunch of guys in a room having a conversation, it's not going to lend to the fact that there's credibility behind it.
Yep.
We're so used to establishing credibility through things like, setting up a firm record or, building up a gigantic base. But these little things add up over time.
Yeah.
And so because yours is a symbol of love within the group, I think it's an incredible piece of your story, and I love to see the way it's evolving. So I really do appreciate that about you. I appreciate all the time you took with us today. I think it's been a really enlightening conversation. So I hope that all of you at home have enjoyed it. I know I've enjoyed feeling like I'm probably going to get arrested at any moment being someone.
Yeah, we do not have permission to be in this car right now.
Yeah, this is a $2 million Porsche, and I feel like I'm a little bit in the wrong, but it also feels really right because I'm here with the original Kenn Bosak.
Brozak, I like it. Might have to get that changed.
I was about to say, man, get that into an NFT.
Yep, Kenn Bosak coming soon.
Awesome, guys. Well, hey, this has been another one from the Miami Crypto Experience. I'm Stephen Miller. It's been real. Stay cryptocurrent.
Have a day.